Ambassador Zephyr's 3 hearts nearly stopped beating simultaneously when the human delegation stood up from their seats in the Galactic Council chamber. For the past 50 years, humanity had played by the rules, spoken softly, and maintained the facade of being just another civilized species among the stars. Today, that charade was about to end. Honored delegates, Captain Sarah Chun began, her voice carrying an edge that made the assembled aliens shift uncomfortably in their biopods and hoverchairs. We've listened to your accusations for 3 hours. You claim we're too aggressive, too unpredictable, too dangerous for full membership in the Galactic Alliance. The Valkyrian Prime Minister's translator crackled to life. The evidence speaks for itself, human. Your species has engaged in 17 territorial disputes, 14 trade wars, and countless acts of what you call standing up for yourselves in just 5 decades. Chun smiled, and every experienced diplomat in the room recognized it as the expression predators wore just before they struck. You're absolutely right. We have been holding back. She gestured to her aide, who activated a holographic display showing Earth in all its blue-green glory. This is our homeworld. Category 12 Deathworld by your own classification system. 97% of known species would die within minutes of breathing our atmosphere. Our gravity would crush most of you. Our weather systems are so violent that our ancestors had to learn to predict and survive hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, and droughts just to exist. The display shifted to show humans throughout history fighting saber-toothed tigers with sharpened sticks, sailing across storm-tossed oceans in wooden boats, climbing mountains that scraped the sky, diving to crushing depths, and eventually launching themselves into the void of space on controlled explosions. Every single day of human existence has been a fight for survival, Chin continued, her voice rising. We didn't evolve to be peaceful. We evolved to survive in conditions that would give your worst nightmares nightmares. And yet, for 50 years, we've been patient. We've been diplomatic. We've been civilized. Ambassador Zephyr's translator whispered urgently into his auditory canal. The Galactic Alliance's most decorated peacekeeping force was requesting immediate backup. That changes today, Chin announced. You want to deny us full membership because we're too dangerous? Fine. But understand this. Every human colony, every human trade vessel, every human explorer out there has been operating under what we call civilized parameters. We've been using kid gloves. She paused, letting the weight of her words sink in. We've been pretending that the species that survived ice ages, world wars, and the vacuum of space would just roll over when some gasbag politicians from worlds where the most dangerous predator is a particularly aggressive fruit told us we weren't good enough. The hologram now showed human military capabilities, ships that could ram through asteroid fields without slowing down, soldiers who fought in environments that would melt most alien armor, and colony ships that had successfully terraformed moons that other species had declared absolutely uninhabitable. Here's our new diplomatic position, Chin said, her smile widening. We're done pretending to be something we're not. Earth's colonies are now operating under Deathworlder protocols. Our trade negotiations will be conducted by people who grew up in gravity wells that would flatten your cities. Our exploration vessels will be crewed by individuals who consider vacuum exposure a minor occupational hazard. The chamber erupted in panic chatter as the implications became clear. You see, Chun continued over the noise. The thing about Deathworlders is that we don't just survive impossible odds. We thrive in them. We've been politely asking for a seat at the grown-ups table for half a century. Today, we're taking it. She leaned forward, and her voice dropped to a whisper that somehow carried to every corner of the vast chamber. Because here's what we've learned in our brief time among the stars. In a galaxy full of civilizations that evolved in safe, predictable environments, the species that learned to smile while staring death in the face doesn't ask for respect. Captain Sarah Chun straightened her uniform and headed for the exit, her delegation following behind her. It takes it. The door sealed behind them with a sound like thunder, leaving behind a chamber full of aliens who were just beginning to understand that they had been negotiating with humanity's diplomats. They were about to meet humanity's survivors.